AFTV 2-1 to the Arsenal. It was pretty comfortable. We got sloppy at the end and conceded that goal. We're pretty comfortable, but the big story is, of course, Saka back with a goal.
Yeah, it took our number 7 minutes to come on and change the game. And the place absolutely erupted. I mean, the first time he came out to warm up, went crazy. As soon as we knew he was coming on, went crazy, standing ovation. And that goal was, it really lifted the crowd.
How important will he be with that Real Madrid game? Because listen, that's what we're all, no disrespect to Everton, but that's what we all got our mind on. We're all thinking about that game. Next week, Tuesday here, the place will be absolutely rocking. How important it is to have him starting in that game?
Look, I think it is really important, but I think that's the Everton thing is the thing that we're looking past, and it's the sort of game that we can then slip up and then you go into the Real Madrid game on a downer in a bit of a mental deficit. So we're talking about, people are talking about professionalism. If we want to be professional, actually what we need to look at is we need to look at Everton at the weekend. They're still battling for relegation. Moyes keeps saying they're not going to the stadium until they're mathematically safe and all that sort of stuff. So they're focused on digging in, and we know that those sorts of sides are the sides that we can struggle against, probably more so than maybe the Madrid. So not looking past Everton, but I think the role that he plays in Everton is a launch pad for hopefully what is a big start against.
Would you start him against Everton?
Yeah. I think you're probably looking at 65 minutes against see how he comes out of that, and then kind of go from there. Look, the Madrid game's massive. It's massive for all of us. I think I said I said a couple of weeks ago, when we came to this stadium almost 20 odd years ago, it was to compete with these sides. It was to play these big games and have these big sides come here and be in the Champions League and be competing. We're talking about Real Madrid like they're a super team, and like.
They are.
Well, look, they are. They are. But someone spoke to me the other day, and we were talking about the way how Arsenal have done really well against the big sides, and then we look at Man United, and actually we seem to struggle against United. And it's almost like we play the mystique of Man United when we play a Man United side now, rather than the actual 11 that are on the field, which are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. So, I'm not saying Real Madrid are terrible. They're by no accounts are they, but they struggled in the early stages of this tournament, and people seem to look past that. Conceded goals, a couple of goals at the weekend, conceded 4 goals today. That's not to say they're not a bad side, but what I'm saying is they're not a side that everyone's going, oh my God, we've got absolutely no chance. Like we have a chance. Not to say that we'll win the game, but we've got far more of a chance than people want to maybe give us credit for. So, and it's sort of game. Look, I'm confident. I'm massively confident. I'm confident.
Even with Gabriel looking like he's going to be out, because that's a major blow. We've all been talking about how our strength is going to be our defence in that game. Now one of the most important players in that defence is out.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. And obviously, in terms of Ben White, not necessarily in the situation with Ben White, the situation with Calafiori. From a situation where a couple of weeks ago we were almost overloaded and overstocked in those areas, now we're sitting here looking, going, who's fit on Saturday and who's to be fit going into that game. But again, I said previously, I think when I think about how Mikel sets up for some of those big games, he does well. It's the Fulhams, the West Hams, the Aston Villas, those sides that kind of come in, sit in, don't really want to come out, don't really want to just play for a draw, and if they nick one, they nick one. Real Madrid aren't going to do that, and therefore it gives me the confidence that I'm super confident. Great to see Saka back on the pitch today. Shout out to Martinelli, thought it was absolutely superb. I think new sporting director comes in, loads of talk about a left winger, and we get a performance like that. We've been asking for a performance like that for absolutely incredible. And you want that. It's not going to come off for him every single time, but he tried. He came out, he tried, he took his man on, he beat him. Like I said, he was going inside, he was going outside, he was getting shots off, he was getting crosses, and just carrying the ball, doing things that we haven't seen him do for a while. And you want to see the players playing with that sort of confidence. And again, getting Saka back in means that a little bit more of a rotation option. Forward players can kind of be rested a little bit. You're going to see him a little bit fresher. And I think as we go into the last part of the season, it's going to be absolutely massive. And we've got a massive lift with Saka coming back. Obviously, slightly frustrating in terms of the Ben White situation, the Gabriel situation, but hugely confident going into Everton, hugely confident going into Real Madrid.